Hey everybody, Edo here, and this is Rokumon. This is a forever free print and play by Exist Games, which means you can go online right now and print it and play it. It's these cards, the rules, you need to have your own dice, but that's easy enough, and you can also use playing cards if you'd like. They sent me this copy, but it's pretty close to what you're going to get if you print it on your own, if you have a color printer, I guess, and you can cut it all out. But this game's fantastic. I'm very impressed with the fun, depth, and interesting experience that is this game. So, for one, it's based on this historical clan, the Sonata clan, and the game sort of layers in mechanics over the course of acts, and within the rules actually lays out the historical progress of the clan and the battles versus the Tokugawa clan, and it's super well done. Like interesting historical story moment, play something, get a new ability, that kind of thing. This is a abstract strategy game, very straightforward. What you have is in the first act, you're gonna have 6 cards. One player starts with 4 dice, the other player starts with 5, one of which is white, which is more relevant later. And you are going to be covering these cards with dice. In the initial acts, the values of the dice don't matter. Eventually they do. Basically, you have 2 things you can do. You can place and move in these early acts. Put a die on an empty square, empty card, and move a die from an empty card to a card of the opposite coin type or color. So I can't go from blue to blue, but I can go from blue to gold. The other little nuance is you can never move on to somebody, but once you're in play, assuming you're going to an opposite color, you can move on top of somebody. You can never go 3 high unless you have double up somewhere. There's 2 win conditions. Win condition number 1 is 3 in a row. Win condition number 2 is 3 vertical. Also, if somebody can't move at all, they're basically they have to skip their turn or surrender. You win that way, and that does happen. Otherwise, really, what's going to be happening in the initial act is everyone's placing on the board as we go, sort of trying to thwart each other, and then it becomes a bunch of, do I go on top? Like that wasn't the fit. Do I want to go on top here? Now I'm going to try to do this, but wait, they block. But maybe you can move something else, and it gets to that thing where if you're covering up a winning move, like say it was this, and this player, for example, let me do this in a way that works, wanted to be like, haha, I win. Well, you've revealed a winning move. You don't win. That's this basic mechanic, and it works. It's it's simple, but it's an interesting mechanic. In Act 2, you add a 7th card. In Act 3, you add a new move where all the dice are set to different face values, and there's like specific face values. And then basically, if there's a stack, you have like say red. They're different. I think red has a 6 and blue has a 3. If I got this wrong, I apologize. You can, instead of move or place, you can say fight, and the bigger number wins, and the other one goes back. The white die in this case is a 1, and the 1 white die can beat the 6 red die. So that's Act 3. And then what happens? Oh, then you get one more thing where you can essentially, once a game, you can move a stack from one part of the board. It can be 2 things or whatever. You can essentially move the die, the card, following this pattern underneath it. And that's your next additional item. And in the final act, that's considered the base rules. And in the final act, you flip one of the cards over as you deal it all out. And that acts as like a 3rd type, not the same as the other ones. That's the game. Each mode is interesting. Each mode's engaging. It plays in 5 or 6 minutes. I mean, it's like super head-to-head chess, right? Like, there's not a lot of room in this abstract strategy game. It's really a meaty, thinky, couple options are going to make the win or the loss tight game. If you're going that head-to-head with somebody isn't something you're into, this isn't the game for you or for that person you're going to play with. One other thing I really dig is there's a special rule in here, which is if you have beaten your opponent 3 times in a row or in a row, you become the honorable shogun of Japan. And then as such, there's 2 additional rules. One is you have to let your opponent take back their moves, the one last move if they want to. And 2, you basically have to say check if you're gonna. It's a Tanomo, but you have to say Tanomo, which means I'm going to win on my next turn, so they know. And I just thought that was a really nice way to have a little bit of a handicap if you're just destroying somebody. So that's the long and the short of it. Super quick. Download it right now. I believe this has the link in here somewhere, and so I will put the link in the description. And again, this, it says forever print and play. I don't know if that means that Exist Games can't actually publish this, but boy, hopefully it means it can both be published and still be a forever print and play, because I really like this small little box. I think it could be super awesome. I mean, I really did enjoy this. So anyway, this is Rokumon. Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks.